guys, how are you? I am still dosed with allergies, like this is no joke. I've done something a wee bit different today and gone ahead and filmed a makeup tutorial on the look that I have going on, mainly focusing on my eyes. I've come downstairs just to film this intro because I think the lights in the beauty room were maybe washing me out a little bit. But I hope you like it. I'll try and do a bit of a close up. So this is using the Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And guys, I am still on the fence on this one. I just don't know. There's so much kickback off it that it's really, really not good. You know, it really annoys me actually how much kickback there is. I do like the look that I came up with today. I do like the shadows, they are pigmented. I just can't get over that kickback. But I hope you'll stay tuned for the tutorial and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye. Okay, so let's get started. Don't judge me and my bare skin. It's hard being on camera when you've no makeup on, but we'll get on with it anyway. So the first thing I'm using is the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid. I've spoke about this before in the best skincare product in the world video. It's fabulous. Then I'm going in with the Nip Fab Kale Fix Moisturiser. I got this in a subscription box last month. It is very emollient and I am really enjoying it, and it provides a really good base for makeup. Next we're going in with Tarte Shape Tape in Fair, and I'm just going to use this to prime the eyes. Guys, you only need the teeniest bit of this, and then just I'm blending it out with my finger on both eyes. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm taking the lightest colour in the palette, which is Tempera, and that is just to set down the concealer that we have just put on. And I'm using a very large fluffy brush to do that. This brush is great. It's from MSQ Professional. The next shade I'm going in with is Golden Ochre. Now I'm using this as my transition shade. With this palette, because there's so much fallout and kickback, what you want to do is just literally take the smallest amount on your brush, tap off the excess, and keep going back in and building the pigment up. Now you'll see me do this a couple of times. You know, I'll have a look, and then if I'm not happy with the intensity, I'll go back and build that colour up. It's much better doing it this way. You'll find it easier to blend out these shadows than by going in with too much to begin with. Next I'm taking a smaller tapered blending brush, and I'm going to take the two bottom shades, Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange, and I am focusing this below that Golden Ochre shade, and really just focusing this on the outer edge and blending it into the crease. And I'm using windshield wiper motions, and then fluffing it out with little circular motions when I get to the end. And again, you know, have a look at the intensity. If you're not happy, you can go back in. Look at the fallout here, guys. Like, this is a joke. This kickback in this palette is bloody ridiculous. There's no other word for it. Like, you know, and don't blow on your palettes, folks. You may as well just spit on them. The next shade I'm taking is this burnt orange shade called Railgar, and I'm taking it on a smaller brush again than the brush I used previously, and I'm focusing this on the outer V of the eye and building the intensity up slowly. And you'll see me go back and forwards a couple of times to do this, and whenever there's very little product left on my brush, I'm just pulling that into the crease to blend everything together. I'm going back in with that Golden Ochre shade that we first started with on the big fluffy brush, just to blend out any harsh edges that we may have created whenever we've been adding extra shadows. So the next brush I'm taking is a little teeny tiny pencil brush, and I'm going to take the shade Red Ochre. This is very pigmented, and you really need to tap off your brush. It's a very intense pigmented shade, and I'm focusing this lower than I did the Railgar shade, and I am focusing more on the lash line and the very outer edge of the eye, and I'm not bringing this into the crease really at all. It's just this outer V. And again, taking our big fluffy brush, there's no product on it this time, and just blending out those edges. And you know, I'll go back and forwards and do this a couple of times until I'm really happy, and just repeat the step on the other eye, and make sure you're looking at your eyes from all angles to see, you know, everybody sees you from different sides. I'm taking a flat shader brush next and into this lovely foiled shade called Primavera, and I'm just spritzing a little bit of the Smashbox primer water onto it. There's glycerin in the primer water, so it does the same thing as MAC Fix Plus in that it just intensifies the pigment in the shade. What I'm doing is I'm taking this on the inner half of the eye, and I'm not doing a cut crease, I'm just bringing it in very tight into our crease, but it's not a cut crease as such, because I'm going back in then and I'm intensifying with the burnt orange shade called Railgar, and again focusing this in the outer V, dragging it into the crease, and then I'll go back in with the red ochre shade as well and just intensify those colours. You sometimes find that by putting a lighter colour in on your inner half, you kind of lose the darkness. Also, because I'm doing eyes first, I'm dragging this out, and I'm going to be able to clean this up whenever we finish. Yeah, so you'll see me go back in here with the red ochre shade, and what I'm actually doing here is I'm bringing this in and kind of blurring the difference between the inner half and the outer half of the eye so that we don't have a harsh line. I'm just taking some micellar water and a cotton bud and just folding it in half, or a cotton pad, sorry, just folding it in half and cleaning up the eyes to create sort of a winged effect. Now, I don't leave it as harsh as this, and you'll see that whenever I do go in to do the lower lash line. I don't like a completely straight harsh line. Some people do. I'm priming my face using the Smashbox photofinish primer. This is just the original one. It was a sample that was sent to me recently whenever I purchased the Holmes collab, and I'm also spritzing my face with the primer water. That was what I had used to foil the shade Primavera. Then I'm going to colour correct. You see I've colour correct green on any spots that I have, and I'm going into an orangey shade to counteract any blueness that I have. It's good actually to look down in a mirror when you're doing this and really focus it on the shadow that you create, you know, or the shadow that's naturally there under the eyes. And then once you've colour corrected, then I'm going to take a dampened beauty blender. I'm actually going to spritz this as well with that primer water. Just the glycerin in it, I think, helps the makeup just adhere a little bit better to the skin. I'm taking Estee Lauder Double Wear. I'm in the shade Pale Almond. Now, even though it's a pale almond colour, I'm still too pale for this, but you'll see I'll go in with the Tarte Shape Tape, and I will use this as a highlighter every time I use the Shape Tape. I am so surprised. So highlighting under the eyes, tops of the forehead, down the nose, cupid's bow and chin, and just blending all of that out with a beauty blender. Just take your time whenever you're doing this, and make sure you look up whenever you're blending out under your eyes so you don't stick yourself in the eye with your pointy bit of your beauty blender. And I always leave the concealer on my nose to the very end. What I like to do is kind of nearly let it dry until it has set, and then it just creates this kind of natural highlight down the nose. And whenever I have finished blending all of that out, what I'll do is go in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I will use the damp sponge with the Laura Mercier translucent powder just to kind of set everywhere that I had popped the concealer, and just use a brush then and the same powder again just to set the rest of my face. So once we've set our face, then we are ready to move on. I'm actually taking a little bit of lip scrub here and just popping it on my lips. I'm using the Benefit eyebrow primer. I don't really rate it, I'm going to be totally honest, but I'm just using it to use it up. I purchased it. It does help kind of create the initial shape in your brows, but if you went in with a spoolie, it would do the same thing. I'm using Tropic brow palette here in the darkest one, which is Bistre, and I'm using actually their angled brush. I love this little brush for doing my eyebrows, and I've been back and forwards with pomades and with the brow wigs from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I keep going back to powder. I just find that with powder I just have more control, and you can kind of build up your brows to the intensity that you want, and they still look natural. I don't know, I'm just a powder girl, what can I say? So I'm just extending the tail of my brow slightly, just following the natural shape and just filling in where I have any sparse bits, and generally just darkening them down as I've completely covered them in concealer and foundation. I don't understand people that can do brows and then go in and do their foundation. It totally baffles me. I have tried it and I end up having to go back in and do my brows anyway, so I always leave them until my face is completely set. Then I'm going in with the Tropic Contour Palette in Coral, and I'm just actually using the contour shade out of this. This is a very well loved palette, and I'm using an angled face brush here, and I'm going to carve out my cheekbones. And if you sort of take it from your start point from the tail of your brow and go back and forwards and sweep up, not down, and I'm just showing you here that you can actually see the difference that a little bit of shadow on the cheeks makes. This is a very light contour colour and great for those of us that have fair skin. The blush actually in that palette is a complete dupe for NARS Orgasm. I just didn't use it in this tutorial today. I also take the contour colour on the top of my forehead, in around my temples, down the sides of my nose, on my chin, and then I do like a V down my neck as well with that. I just find that works well for the shape of my face and trying to create this oval face. I am taking the Zoeva Blush Palette here. I leave the name of it below, and I pointed to the darkest two shades, and then I changed my mind and decided to go into the the lighter shades. But as you'll see at the very end, when I've added lipstick and things, I go in. When I'm putting my blush on, I like to smile and focus on the apples of my cheekbones, and then I like to do like a draping effect, which takes it up to the side of my temples. There's very little product on my brush when I do this, but I just feel that it adds a little bit of sculpt to the face and just creates that nice oval shape that we're all kind of looking for. I'm just going in and tidying up a little bit of eyeshadow there, just wasn't happy with it being fully blended. I'm then taking a little angled brush from Tropic, and I'm going into Tempera. This is the lightest shade in the palette. I'm just using this to highlight under my brow bone, and then I am going back into Burnt Orange on the same angled brush. I just cleaned off the first shade, and I'm going to use this to smoke out the lower lash line. And as you'll see, this is whenever I remove this kind of really harsh V. It still has that cat eye effect, it's just not completely a straight line. So I do this on both sides, and then I switch over to the other side of the brush, which is a sort of rounded pencil brush, and I take the colour Realgar, I think I take on this. Yeah, I do. I take the colour Realgar, which is the more intense orange, and I focus this just on the outer half of the eye, of the lower lid, sorry, and the lower lash line. My goodness, what is wrong with you, Louise? And then I just go back in with flip brush over, and I just go back in and I kind of bring this colour all the way around just to soften that outer V that we had. I'm then going to take the Primavera colour on a Morphe brush, and this is the Morphe E37. This is a great little brush for doing the inner corner highlight and for doing more precise colour in the lower lash line. And I'm doing this on the inner half of the lower lash line, basically just replicating what we have on top. And just because more is more, I'm taking a little bit of Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop and just highlighting the inner corner of my eyes with that. Kind of went with the kind of goldy orangey red look that we had going on. I'm just tight lining. This is a Tropic gel liner in dark brown. I'm just tight lining, or the upper waterline as some people refer to it, with the brown. This just makes your lashes look fuller. And then I'm going ahead and I'm curling my lashes with the Tarte lash curlers. These are great. They're angled sort of ergonomically to your eye, and I give them a couple of pumps and they really do push my lashes up. I'm going in with Tarte's Opening Act Lash Primer here. This keeps your lashes curled all day. It's an absolutely fabulous lash primer, and I use it every day now, and I could not do my lashes without it. Whilst I'm waiting on that to dry, I'm just setting my brows with some clear brow gel from the Body Shop. Guys, you know I'm not well today. And then I'm wiping off my lip scrub and lip balm that I had on. I'm going in with a lipstick from Estee Lauder. I got this in a sample bag when I bought a couple of items from theirs about a month and a half ago, and actually I think this is part of their new range. I'm going to leave the colour below. I really like it. It's sort of a pinky corally red. It's not a red, it's not pink, and it's not quite coral. It's kind of a mixture of all three. I'm then taking the Estee Lauder Double Wear waterproof mascara, and I am going in and coating my upper lashes and my lower lashes with this. This stuff is like glue. It sticks to the lash primer really well. It is quite hard to remove, that's the only thing, but if you're going on a night out, this stuff is fabulous. And I find that it also thickens and lengthens as well. A great mascara if you need something heavy duty. As I said before, I'm going back into the blush, the same blushes that I'd used before, and then just intensifying that colour. Sometimes whenever you put lipstick on and you finish your eye makeup, you find that your skin just needs that little bit more. So I'm having a look around going, what is missing? What is missing? What is clearly missing is my highlighter. So I'm taking my highlighter and Smashbox, it's from Smashbox and it's the Holmes collab, and I'm taking the two lighter shades on a little fan brush here, and I am doing the tops of my cheekbones and just my sort of above my brow, kind of in this V shape. And then, because more is always more, I love to do the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and then whatever's left on the brush, I will do my forehead and my chin with that as well. And I went back in there and intensified it again. I'm just turning the lights down here, folks, so you can actually see what it looks like, and that is really the completed look. I think once you get the blush and highlighter on, it makes everything, you know, stand out. I think the lip product has worked really well because the eyes are quite strong. And then just lastly, we're going to set with the Kat Von D Lock-It setting spray. This will hold your makeup in place until you decide to remove it. It's the best setting spray I have ever used in my entire life. It is fabulous, and I think it's around £20 for the bottle, and it will last forever. And that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed watching. Hi guys, I came downstairs there so you could actually see the finished look. I hope you really liked that. Happy Easter everybody, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.